I wanted to
Yeah.
ask you about Trans Mountain because there was just a very small, actually, when you don't measure it in teaspoons the way the media is doing, um, very small leak. They caught it very early in Abbotsford at the Sumas pump station. If you read the headlines, 150,000 liters of oil, the company says. Well, that's about 940 barrels. So that's actually really small. They caught it really early. It's quick cleanup. Actually, I think it's already cleaned up. It was just like 2 days worth of cleanup and it's ready to go. Um, but now the activists are using this as a reason to stop the twinning of that pipeline with a new state of the art version of the same pipeline. They're mad because a 60-year-old pipeline leaked, and so that is for some reason they think that's a reason to stop the upgrade of the pipeline into something far more state of the art.
Honestly, that pipeline is an amazing accomplishment. I mean, you're going to have the odd spill here and there. The fact that they caught it and fixed it immediately, and the lives keep go on as normal. And British Columbia, who benefited in the millions and millions of dollars that that pipeline has brought them in prosperity, to me, it's such a non-issue. Fix it, build a new pipeline, become better at it. We are at a state where, if we don't finish this pipeline and get our oil to markets, we will gradually, slowly see ourselves fall apart as a country. I'm I'm concerned. If we want an economic recovery from the coronavirus or COVID-19, we have to rebuild our economy, and oil is the best way to do that. So they're going to be crybabies over any little thing over and over again. What I would say, though, is they should watch Michael Moore's documentary, Planet of the Humans. And if they want to cry about something, they can cry about the mass devastation that so-called green energy causes, the amount of birds that die, bats that die, insects that die because of it. If they actually cared about improving the world, they would not just focus on a pipeline who has ran almost perfectly for 60 years.
Now, I wanted to ask you, it's interesting that you brought up jobs because that was the next thing I wanted to talk to you about. The jobs numbers are in for the Fort McMurray region, and they're not good because of the coronavirus shutdown, plus negative oil prices. Fort McMurray, Wood Buffalo region lost 2,600 jobs in May. It's the highest unemployment since April 2016. Is the community feeling that, do you think?
Yeah, we're in a weird space. We have the flood, and then we've had the low oil prices, and then you had COVID-19, still recovering from the wildfire. I I don't even know how to gauge it or where to start. I do know that some businesses are booming. There's some people doing stuff, and slowly but surely we are getting a handle on things here. I'm optimistic. I do think that oil is going to go up fairly quickly, and I think that once this COVID stuff is over, you'll see us come back. And I also foresee a little bit of a tourism boom because there's going to be a lot of local tourism in Alberta now because people aren't going too far. So I'm hoping we can benefit from that. But yeah, it's hard, Sheila. It's hard to gauge because just been through so much all the
Yeah.
time. It's a little blurb here, a little blurb there. But what I will say though is if we, I'm confident if they get that pipeline going, that you'll see some boom here. You'll see some projects because your capacity will go up, and you'll see more projects start.
Um, a couple of final things. How do you feel
Yeah.
about Greta Thunberg getting a spider named after her? She's been the Time Person of the Year. Now she's got a special spider named after her.
Oh my God. Is it a Black Widow?
I don't know what kind of yarn it spins, but it's something to do with climate change. Yeah, they've named a spider in Indonesia after this kid. She hasn't
I don't
even
understand the
graduated
fascination.
high school. I don't
I
get
don't.
it.
I don't understand the fascination with her because when you speak, there's not a lot of. I don't think she's brilliant. I think I would mop the floor with her in a debate any day. I think most people would. I don't think she can handle. I think she's a spoiled little child who's slightly narcissistic, who has fits when she doesn't get her way. And if you question her or throw her off, I think, I mean, even when I saw what Kian did, I mean, it's not like she'd like, I mean, at that age, I could have argued, my little foster sisters, I mean, they could out argue me at 16, no problem. You know, they were spunky and you could argue with them and question them. With her, she's protected with this glass bubble. Like, you can't call her out, you can't say anything negative about her. But I do think people are catching on to her. I think that the world is kind of tired of her. But I mean, we have to be honest, she has a massive platform and the media picks up on what she says. So, I mean, as much as we'd like her 15 minutes to be over, it's not. And I think she's one of those people who will be around for quite a while, tweeting and chiming in on things that are far beyond her comprehension.
If you'd like to get access to my show, as well as other great TV style shows too, like Ezra's Nightly, Ezra Levant Show, and David Menzies' Friday night show, Rebel Roundup, just go to rebelnews.com/subscribe. That's rebelnews.com/subscribe.